Italy, a land of beauty, culture, and some of the most incredible food you'll ever taste. But beneath this vibrant surface, beneath the ancient cobblestones and the shadows of towering cathedrals, lies a darker history. A history steeped in tragedy, plague, and whispers of the dead. We're talking about the kind of places where the veil between our world and the next feels tissue thin. Places where the energy hangs heavy and you can practically feel the hair standing up on the back of your neck. Where shadows move just a little too quickly and disembodied voices seem to seep from the very walls. I'm talking about the haunted heart of Italy, and trust me, once you've looked into these shadows, you'll never see this country the same way again. Let's go. Our journey takes us first to the Venetian lagoon, to a place that's been called the most haunted island in the world, Poveglia. Even today, locals are reluctant to set foot on this sliver of land, and for good reason. This island is steeped in death. For centuries, Poveglia served as a dumping ground for the sick and dying. During the Black Death, thousands of plague victims were quarantined here, their bodies burned on massive pyres that lit up the night sky. The soil itself is said to be composed of 50% human ash. Can you imagine the energy that must linger here? But the horror doesn't end there. In the 20th century, a mental asylum opened on Poveglia. It quickly gained a reputation for brutality, with rumours of patients being tortured and experimented on within its walls. One doctor, driven mad by the island and his own dark deeds, reportedly threw himself from the bell tower, his screams echoing across the water. To this day, visitors to Poveglia report hearing disembodied voices, whispers carried on the wind. Some claim to feel an oppressive weight, a darkness that seems to cling to them long after they've left the island's shores. This is a place where the pain of the past is palpable, where the echoes of suffering seem to seep from the very ground itself. Poveglia is a stark reminder that some places hold on to their darkness, no matter how much time passes, a chilling testament to the enduring power of human suffering. And trust me, this is just the beginning of our journey. Our next stop takes us deep beneath the bustling streets of Palermo, Sicily, to a place where death is not just mourned, but celebrated. The Capuchin Catacombs, a sprawling underground network of tunnels and chambers, are home to over 8,000 mummified corpses, each one meticulously preserved and displayed for all to see. Imagine walking through these dimly lit corridors, the air thick with the scent of decay, surrounded by the skeletal visages of monks and townspeople, their hollow eyes seeming to follow your every move. It's like stepping into a macabre time capsule, a glimpse into the rituals and beliefs surrounding death in centuries past. One of the most striking and unsettling residents of the catacombs is Rosalia Lombardo, a young girl who died of pneumonia in 1920. Her perfectly preserved body, her blonde hair still curled, her skin eerily lifelike, earned her the nickname Sleeping Beauty. Looking at her, it's hard to believe that a century has passed since her death. It's as if she's merely sleeping, waiting to be awakened. The Capuchin Catacombs are a testament to the human fascination with death, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead blurs. It's a sobering reminder of our own mortality, and yet there's a strange beauty to it all, a sense of peace that permeates the stillness of the underground city. But be warned, the energy here is heavy, and some visitors report feeling a strange presence, a feeling of being watched. Could it be the spirits of the departed lingering among their earthly remains? Or is it simply the weight of history pressing down on us from the catacombs' vaulted ceilings? From the somber depths of the catacombs, we emerge into the Sicilian sunshine. But don't let the bright light fool you. Our next destination is just as unsettling as the last, in a different, more bizarre way. Prepare yourself for Villa Palagonia, a place so strange, so inherently creepy that it's been dubbed the Villa of Monsters. As you approach the villa, you're greeted not by welcoming statues or elegant fountains, but by a menagerie of grotesque figures. Stone monsters with contorted faces and disfigured bodies leer down from the walls, their expressions a disturbing mix of humor and menace. It's as if the very building itself is designed to repel, to unsettle, to make you question the sanity of its creator. The villa was the brainchild of Ferdinando Gravina, the fifth prince of Palagonia, an eccentric nobleman with a penchant for the macabre. Some say he designed the villa's bizarre decorations to ward off evil spirits, while others believe he was attempting to create a physical manifestation of his own inner demons. Whatever his motivations, there's no denying that Villa Palagonia is a deeply unsettling place. The sheer number of monstrous figures, the grotesque details carved into each one creates an oppressive atmosphere. A feeling that you're being watched by something not entirely human. And then there are the whispers. Locals claim that the statues themselves whisper at night, their voices carried on the wind. Is it just the wind playing tricks on the imagination, or is there something more sinister at play here? Chapter 4. Monastero di Santa Caterina. Weeping walls, restless souls. Our journey through haunted Italy takes us next to the quiet Tuscan town of Lucca, to a place where beauty and tragedy intertwine. The Monastero di Santa Caterina, a former convent now open to the public, may seem peaceful at first glance, but beneath the serene facade, a story of heartbreak and restless spirits unfolds. For centuries, the convent was home to cloistered nuns, their lives dedicated to prayer and solitude. But within these very walls, a young novice named Sister Maria Gabriella met a tragic end. The details of her untimely demise remain shrouded in mystery, but legend has it that she was deeply in love with a local man, a forbidden romance that ultimately led to her doom. Today, visitors to the Monastero di Santa Caterina claim to hear soft weeping echoing through the halls, a mournful sound that seems to emanate from the very stones themselves. Some report seeing fleeting shadows, a quick glimpse of a nun's habit disappearing around a corner, as if the spirits of the convent's former inhabitants still walk its corridors. Is it the weight of centuries of sorrow etched into the walls? Or is it something more, the lingering presence of souls unable to find peace? Walking through the Monastero di Santa Caterina, you can't help but feel a sense of sadness, a palpable grief that seems to permeate the air. This is a place where the line between the living and the dead feels especially thin, where the echoes of past tragedies linger like whispers on the wind. And as you stand within these hallowed halls, you can't help but wonder, is Sister Maria Gabriella's spirit still searching for solace within the convent walls? Chapter 5. San Michele Cemetery Island. Eternal slumber, eternal whispers. Back to the Venetian lagoon we go, but this time we're heading to a place where death takes center stage. San Michele Cemetery Island, a small island dedicated entirely to the dead, is a place of serene beauty. But beneath the tranquil facade lies an unsettling energy. Imagine stepping off the Vaporetto, the gentle rocking of the boat replaced by the hushed silence of the island. Cypress trees stand sentinel along the pathways, their branches casting long shadows across the elaborately carved tombs. The air is thick with the scent of incense and lilies, a constant reminder of the island's purpose. As you wander through the labyrinthine pathways, past mausoleums and ossuaries, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. Locals whisper of mysterious figures seen wandering among the graves at dusk, their forms disappearing as quickly as they appear. Are they mourners paying their respects, or could they be something more? San Michele is the final. Chapter 6. Bamazo Monster Park, where nightmares bloom in stone. Buckle up, because our next stop is a wild ride into the heart of the bizarre. Forget peaceful cemeteries and tragic tales of lost love. We're heading to Bamazo Monster Park, a place that feels like it sprang fully formed from a fever dream. Imagine this: you're strolling through a dense forest, the sunlight dappled on the forest floor, when suddenly you stumble upon a giant stone head, its mouth agape in a silent scream. As you venture deeper into the woods, the path becomes littered with increasingly strange and unsettling sculptures. Giant elephants, mythical creatures, a monstrous fish with human legs, all rendered in grotesque detail, their stone eyes seeming to follow your every move. This is Bomarzo Monster Park, also known as the Park of the Monsters, a 16th century garden designed to shock and amaze. Created by Prince Pier Francesco Orsini, a nobleman with a taste for the unconventional, the park is a surreal blend of Renaissance art and macabre imagination. But there's more to Bomarzo than just strange statues. Cryptic inscriptions are carved into the stone throughout the park, their meanings lost to time, adding to the air of mystery. Local legends claim that the park is haunted, that the spirits of those who died during its construction still wander the grounds. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, there's no denying that Bomarzo Monster Park is a deeply unsettling place. The sheer strangeness of the sculptures, the cryptic messages, the hushed silence of the forest, all combine to create an atmosphere of unease. It's as if you've stepped into a world where the rules of reality no longer apply, where nightmares are given physical form. Perched precariously atop a crumbling cliff, Civita di Bagnoregio is a town clinging to existence, both literally and metaphorically. Known as the dying city, its crumbling beauty and palpable sense of isolation make it a prime location for ghostly encounters. Imagine this. You cross a narrow stone bridge, the only connection between the modern world and this ancient village. The wind howls through the canyons below, whipping your hair around your face as you step into a world seemingly frozen in time. The streets are narrow and winding, the buildings ancient and weathered, their facades adorned with faded frescoes and crumbling balconies. Civita di Bagnoregio has been slowly crumbling away for centuries, erosion eating away at the cliff face, threatening to send the entire town tumbling into the valley below. This sense of impending doom, of being on borrowed time, permeates the very air you breathe. Locals whisper of strange apparitions seen in the fading light, ghostly figures flitting between the crumbling buildings. Footsteps echo down empty alleyways, and disembodied voices seem to drift on the wind. Is it the wind playing tricks on your ears, or the whispers of the past refusing to be silenced? As you explore the town's deserted piazzas and peer into the dark windows of abandoned homes, you can't shake the feeling that you're not alone. Civita di Bagnoregio is a place where the past feels incredibly present, where the veil between the worlds seems to thin with every gust of wind. Our exploration of Italy's dark side takes us back beneath the bustling streets of Rome, to a place where death is not hidden away, but embraced as an integral part of life, an afterlife. The crypt of the Capuchins is not a place for the faint of heart. It's a stark, unsettling reminder of our own mortality, a place where the bones of over 4,000 Capuchin friars are arranged in intricate patterns and designs. Imagine descending into the dimly lit crypt, the air thick with the scent of incense and dust. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you realize you're surrounded by bones. Skulls stare down from the walls, arranged in intricate patterns, their empty sockets seeming to follow your every move. Femurs, ribs and vertebrae form arches and chandeliers, a macabre display of human anatomy. The Capuchin friars believed that death was not an end but a transition, and they saw the crypt not as a place of horror, but as a testament to their faith. Inscriptions on the walls remind visitors that we were once what you are now, and what we are now you shall be. The crypt of the Capuchins is a place that forces you to confront your own mortality, to acknowledge the fragility of life. It's a sobering experience, to say the least, but there's also a strange beauty to it, a sense of peace that comes from accepting the inevitable. But be warned, the energy here is heavy, and some visitors report feeling a strange presence, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Could it be the spirits of the Capuchin friars, their souls still lingering among their earthly remains? Or is it simply the weight of history, the knowledge that you're standing in a place where thousands have passed from this life to the next? Our penultimate stop takes us to the rolling hills of Emilia-Romagna, to a place where a tragic legend has haunted the halls of a medieval castle for centuries. Castello di Montebello, with its imposing facade and commanding views of the surrounding countryside, holds a dark secret within its walls, the story of Azzurina, the Blue Lady. Legend has it that Azzurina was a young girl with albinism, born in the 14th century. Feared and ostracized for her unusual appearance, she was kept hidden away within the castle walls, her only companion a blue ball. One stormy night during the summer solstice, Azzurina and her ball vanished without a trace. Some say she fell into a well. Others believe she was kidnapped, but her body was never found. But her spirit, they say, never left the castle. To this day, visitors to Castello di Montebello report hearing the faint cries of a young girl, particularly on the anniversary of her disappearance. Doors slam shut on their own, cold spots send shivers down spines, and the scent of lavender, said to be Azzurina's favorite, wafts through the air unexpectedly. Is it the wind whistling through the battlements, playing tricks on the imagination? Or is it the restless spirit of Azzurina, forever searching for her lost ball, her cries echoing through the centuries? Castello di Montebello is a place where the line between fact and legend blurs, where the weight of history mingles with the supernatural. It's a haunting reminder that some stories, some tragedies never truly end. Our journey through haunted Italy culminates in a place that's both beautiful and unsettling, a testament to the power of nature to reclaim what man has abandoned. Valle dei Mulini, the Valley of the Mills, on the picturesque Amalfi Coast, is a place where the silence speaks volumes. Imagine this. You're hiking through a lush valley, the air thick with the scent of lemon trees and wildflowers. The path winds alongside a rushing stream, its waters once powering a series of mills that ground flour for generations. But now, the mills stand silent, their stone walls crumbling, their wooden beams rotting, overtaken by vines and creepers. Nature has slowly but surely reclaimed this once thriving industrial centre, transforming it into a hauntingly beautiful ruin. As you walk among the skeletal remains of the mills, the silence is deafening. The only sounds are the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, and the gurgling of the stream, a constant reminder of the passage of time. But some say the silence is deceptive. Locals whisper of strange occurrences in the valley, of disembodied voices carried on the wind, of shadows moving just a little too quickly in the periphery. They say that the spirits of the mill workers, their lives intertwined with the rhythm of the water wheels, still linger among the ruins. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, there's no denying that Valle dei Mulini is a place of powerful atmosphere. The combination of natural beauty and industrial decay creates a sense of melancholy, a feeling that you're walking through a graveyard of memories. And as you stand amidst the ruins, listening to the whispers of the wind through the trees, you can't help but wonder, what stories do these crumbling walls hold? From plague-ridden islands to macabre catacombs, from whispering statues to the mournful cries of a blue lady, we've journeyed through some of Italy's most haunted and unsettling locations. Each place we've explored tells a story of tragedy, of loss, of lives lived and lost within these ancient walls. The whispers we've heard, the shadows we've glimpsed, the unsettling energy that permeates these places. They're not just figments of our imagination. They're echoes of the past, fragments of energy left behind by those who came before us. They're a reminder that we're all just passing through, that our time on this earth is finite. Italy's beauty runs deeper than its picturesque landscapes and delicious cuisine. It's a beauty intertwined with darkness, with mystery, with the echoes of a past that refuses to be forgotten. So the next time you find yourself in Italy, remember that beneath the surface, another world awaits, a world of whispers, shadows, and stories that will stay with you long after you've returned home. And if you're brave enough to seek them out, you might just catch a glimpse of something truly extraordinary. Until next time, keep exploring the shadows.